The Genesis G70 is already getting a redesign and it looks incredible. More details on Mazda's inline 6 and rear-wheel drive platforms emerge, and your Kia may need to be parked outside because it could randomly, spontaneously combust. Lexurious Fleet, welcome back. We just hit 61,000 subscribers and I'd love to get to 100 before the end of the year. And yesterday we hit a record for subs in one day. So let's keep this momentum going. Subscribe so you won't miss any in the latest of Japanese and Korean automotive news and reviews. 100,000 subscribers, here we come. Over at the Genesis media page, Genesis unveils the new G70. It's only been on the market here in the United States for a couple of years. It was there in Korea for a little bit longer, so it's about 4 or 5 years that it's been on the market. We already have a redesign and it looks incredible. They got the split, the bi headlights. I don't know if you want to call them double headlights. They have really implemented the new Superman logo on the front. Looking from the side, the biggest thing that they changed, that they needed to change, was this cheap looking hockey shaped design, that really chromy, ugly piece there that I don't think served any purpose for the car other than to make it look cheaper. They replaced it with this nice little aerodynamic vent that helps direct air around the wheel. And from the side it looks a lot like a BMW and even like a Lexus ES on this back window. Then you have this ducktail spoiler on the trunk lid that looks really sharp. And you can see that double light there on the rear as well, which we'll get a better look here in a second. And this looks like the original Genesis sedans, at least the original shape of that sedan's taillight, except they modernized it and implemented that double light pattern. Now we don't have a full look at the rear yet, but the oval exhaust tips look okay. I just hope that there's not just a really small circular exhaust tip inside there, but that's my fear. You see it in the Stinger, doesn't look that good. But yeah, hopefully they're able to make this look be an actual tailpipe, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Engines for this new G70 hasn't been announced yet. They're supposed to get some big revisions. A 2.5 liter Turbo 4 is going to replace a 2 liter Turbo 4. That's going to produce about 300 horsepower and maybe around 310 pound-feet of torque. And then we have the range topping a 3.5 liter turbo, which is replacing the 3.3 liter turbo, and that's going to produce like 375 horsepower and somewhere around 390 pound-feet of torque. I cannot believe that they're upgrading the powertrain so fast in these Genesis cars. I just hope the reliability will be there long term. They're really gaining a lot of attention over the Lexus IS. It'll be interesting to see how the IS sells. It's pretty much the same car. They've just made it look a lot better, which is a good thing, but they haven't redesigned it. It's still the same car. Supposedly they made it handle better, but we're still waiting on the Lexus ISF or IS 500, some sort of higher power output for the IS. And meanwhile, the Genesis G70, don't know when we're going to get it. They're going to get it here in Korea, I think probably by the end of the year, early next year. So yeah, the small luxury sedan market is heating up and waiting for Acura to release the ILX replacement. So a lot of fun in this segment. Looking on the interior of this G70, we get the 10.25-inch touchscreen we see in the new Stinger, and just the design on the door looks great. I like how they kept the traditional shifter for the cars, even though the GB80 went away from that a bit. And just the soft touch materials on the dash and the stitching it's a very luxurious looking car on the inside. So the Mazda news wasn't loading on the laptop. I don't know if they took down this website, so I'm not even going to try to refresh it, but I still have it on my normal computer here. So here we over at Best Car. Main model cars are finally undergoing a full model change. All information on Mazda's new generation group. So the new Mazda 6 scheduled to appear in March of 2020. Shipped a high-end model by straight 6 and front engine rear-wheel drive. And then there's the most recent render that I've seen of the new Mazda 6. I think it looks like a mix between a Mercedes and a BMW 8 Series or some sort of 6 Series. It looks really cool. Now we got some more information on the Skyactiv X inline 6, what we've been talking about for a long time. So if you're not familiar with the Skyactiv, it's super fuel efficient. It runs like a diesel, but they also have to pair it with a mild hybrid and a supercharger, so it's pretty damn complex and it's not a cheap engine. So apparently they're able to get about 35 miles per gallon out of this setup with about 300 PS, maybe upper 200 to 95 or so horsepower. And looking at the back of it, it looks so similar in this area to the current Mazda 6, so I hope it doesn't look anything like that, because I'm actually not the biggest fan of the rear of the Mazda 6. I would say everything from here forward looks really cool. And yes, it's going to be based, God willing, it'll be based off the Vision Coupe concept, which is just unbelievable. Now Mazda 2, which we don't get here in the United States anymore, because we got it as a rebadged Toyota Yaris for a while, but that's going to be appearing in September of 2021, so a year from now. And this just looks like a shrunk down to Mazda 3 hatchback to me, which is not a bad thing. I really like the looks of it. New CX-5. Now a lot of people are saying that it might be renamed the CX-50, but we'll see. But they're saying it's scheduled to appear in January 2023, and it's going to be the SUV version of the Mazda 6. It's the same platform, same engine, straight six, with 300 or close to 300 horsepower, around 30, maybe not quite as fuel efficient as the Mazda 6, but maybe around 30 miles per gallon with that Skyactiv inline six. New CX-3 scheduled to appear in June of 2022. Now, we're not going to get this in America, I don't think. I think they're going to cancel the current CX-3 that we have here, keep the CX-30. The CX-30 is it's a little bit bigger, more practical, I would say. This makes a lot of sense for people overseas in smaller areas. Now, this takes a lot of design cues from the MX-30, the now hybrid, but also it's going to be the first ever fully electric Mazda. And I wanted to share with you my old spreadsheet that I had for the Skyactiv engines. So originally I thought it was going to be about 265 horsepower for the Skyactiv inline six, but it looks like we're going to be getting a little bit more, maybe around 290, 295. And no word on the Skyactiv inline six turbo, which we would love to see in the higher performing model. So hopefully that is still on the plate, but there's no mention of that turbocharged inline six, that 3-liter, that hopefully we would also see in Lexus models as well. But yeah, no word on it, but let's get back to the camera for the articles that are loading over there on the laptop. Over at CNET, 2022 Hyundai Tucson tackles the real world. I will be streaming the unveil of this car on the 14th in the morning, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll get notified when I'm live streaming this. Maybe you can tune in the live stream while you're getting ready for work. But Hyundai released all these pictures of the Tucson doing all these crazy things in the Alps and other parts of Europe. And I just think it's funny how they blacked out the badging here. Hyundai released the pictures, but they still had to black out the badging, which makes sense because they weren't ready, I guess, when they were taking these pictures. They didn't want this car on the road. People would be like, oh my gosh, that's the new Hyundai. But I guess, it's just kind of funny looking back. We have confirmation here that the headlights, the nighttime lights are down here. The daytime running lights is going to be that hockey stick design that we got teased already. And they are going to be having two different wheelbases of this Tucson. So make sure to tune in for the live stream. We will get the full debut of all the technology, all the new design cues, all the new power plants, etc. The Suzuki Jimny is coming back as a van. Because of emissions, it's being taken out of many parts of Europe. But Top Gear is saying that Suzuki's being a little clever about this. They are returning it as a commercial vehicle and taking the rear seats out of the Jimny. So you can now buy it over in Europe, and it's even cheaper now because the taxes are supposedly reduced on commercial vehicles. So keep going, Jimny. And I had a dream last night that the Jimny was being electrified, like fully electric. So maybe I was, tearing a seam through space and time and seeing an electric Jimny maybe 5 years from now or something. But hey, we can all dream, right? I literally had a dream of electric Jimny. Crazy times. Automotive news, Hitachi establishes new EV motor company in Kentucky. Company expects full production in 2022, depending on the impact of COVID. They expect to have around 200 employees working on EV motors there by 2023. Company will supply Honda for the foreseeable future. And a little bit about Hitachi Automotive. They rank number 34 in the automotive news list of the top 100 global suppliers, with worldwide sales to automakers over $7 billion in 2019. So it's a big deal. Not only is it a Japanese company, they're a massive supplier to pretty much all the automakers around the world. And yeah, we know Honda has teamed up with GM to form Gundam, and they need electric motors. So it looks like they're going to be providing electric motors for them here in the United States with Kentucky-made cars. Got to support them American workers, right? Over at Green Car Congress, I've never been to this website, but Hyundai Motor Group SK Innovation to collaborate on development of EV battery industry ecosystem. Now, with the unveil of their Ioniq fully electric brand, we really haven't heard any official details on who they're going to team up for the battery suppliers. From what I heard, that they were teaming up with LG Chem. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think there's been an official press release, but here's an official press release of them teaming up with SK Innovation. And looking at this article that I covered yesterday, we can see SK is right here in this graph. They almost doubled their battery production last year. From early last year to early this year, they doubled their battery production, and that looks like it's going to keep going up because Ioniq, Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis, for that matter, they're all going to be using SK batteries. So teaming up with a Korean battery manufacturer makes a lot of sense for a Korean auto manufacturer. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of batteries it can come up with together and what kind of range, efficiency, etc. But I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that with you guys. And lastly, over at the Break Report, Hyundai now says park recalled vehicles outside. What's going on here? I've talked a little bit about this, I think in my live stream the other day. The company, along with South Korean automaker Kia, said on Thursday they were recalling over 600,000 vehicles in the United States to fix a brake fluid leak that could cause fires. Hyundai initially said it was okay for its vehicles to be parked indoors. Now they're saying that you should be parking over 200,000 of these recalled vehicles outside, and so they don't blow up or burn down your house. Now these vehicles are over 200,000 Santa Fe's from 2013 to 2015, over 440,000 Kia Optima midsize sedans. So think about this for a second, guys. Maybe they saw that this huge recall was happening because these manufacturers know about these issues way before they make this recall, and maybe that's why they got rid of the Optima nameplate and they renamed it the Kia K5, which is the same name as that they have in Korea. I'm almost betting money on it because they're like, well, the Optima's name has just been burned down, so let's rename the Optima to the K5. Almost guarantee that's what's going on here. So those Optimas are from 13 to 15, and then this Kia Sorrento's from 14 to 15. So yeah, 600,000 vehicles could burn down your house, so just be careful if you have a Kia Hyundai in that year range. And that's going to do it for us today, guys. I just want to thank you again for the growth of the channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, smash the like button if you haven't, and lots of the exciting things happening in the automotive industry. I feel like things are ramping up as the year is coming to end. More product announcements are going to be happening. Live streams from me and manufacturers are going to be happening, so make sure to subscribe for that. Mazda's rear-wheel drive platform, we get new Genesis products already, the G70. There's just a lot of exciting things happening, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for all your support. If you want to support even further, subscribing helps. But Lexurious Fleet, Teespring, you can get mugs, face masks, etc., t-shirts. You can also click the join button for custom emojis, badges, and more exclusive content. And thank you guys so much. Again, I can't say that enough. You guys are making my dreams come true. 100,000 subscribers, let's go.